Okay, here we go. We are going to go over the NHL draft. I even got some notes here, and we'll see what it's all about. We'll see how each team did. We're going to go look at the sporting news. Let's get this up right here. So we'll get the sporting news up, and here we go. So we're just going to go through their analysis, their draft analysis, what they think of each draft pick. I'll give a little insight and my thoughts. The draft was fun. It was interesting. A couple shocks there: Arizona, Toronto. Some guys fell. Some went way too early. Maybe, who knows? And let's get into it. So far we got Chicago. Picking number 1, Connor Bedard. Wow. What a secret that was. They gave it an A+ grade. The Blackhawks aced this pick simply by winning the draft lottery. Yep. They nailed it there. Generational talent, single-handedly reshaped this organization going forward. 100% all there. And even got some notes here. Don't need that. Who do we got? Consolidated on elite prospects. 1. Buttons rankings. 1. Mackenzie's rankings. 1. Sportsnet. 1. I agree. 1. Chicago agreed. 1. A+. 100%. Then you go Anaheim, who went off the board, I guess, a little bit. Leo Carlson from Sweden, from the SHL, goes second. My buddy is a Columbus Blue Jackets fan. He bet money that Carlson was going to go to Anaheim because he was putting it out into the world, out into the universe, that Fantilli would be a Columbus Blue Jacket. He even said, Fantilli, that he wanted to be a Blue Jacket, and here we go. But stick to Anaheim first. Leo Carlson goes second overall. I like the move by Pat Verbeek. He's a big centerman. He's versatile, and he's exactly what the Anaheim Ducks need. I don't think they could go wrong with Fantilli or Carlson here. Consolidated on elite prospects. 3. Button had him at 3. Mackenzie had him at 3. And Sportsnet had him at 3. He goes number 2. That means number 3 is Adam Fantilli. Well, at one point, people were like, will he unseat Bedard? No, he wouldn't. But this is just a great pick. The Hobie Baker Award winner. He's got everything you need. He's a big, solid kid. Everyone. So, elite prospects, Button, Mackenzie, and Sportsnet had him at 2. I thought he was going to go to Anaheim, to be honest with you. A+ grade. I agree. By the way, Carlson grade, A-. No, I think that's an A+ as well for them. I think it was a great pick. Then San Jose go with Will Smith, who comes out to the Fresh Prince theme from the National Team Development Program in the USA. They give him a grade A. This makes sense to me. They kept saying that he is dynamic. He is go forward for the goal. Defensive, not really there, but he is young. He is a goal scorer. It says here he dominates in tight areas with his crafty hands and creative playmaking. I think San Jose made a good choice here. I thought they were going to go Michkov, to be honest with you. Let's see. Elite Prospects had him 5th, Button 6th, Mackenzie 4th, Sportsnet 4th. He goes 4th. And then 5th, David Reinbacher. I'm sorry, Carrie. I was so embarrassed for you for not being able to remember his name. And that happens to the best of us. I did an award show the other day. It happens. When I say award show, it was just an assembly at school. Anyway, from the Swiss national team, David Reinbacher. They give it a grade B because Montreal actually has depth on D, and this is a forward-heavy draft, and they didn't go with a forward. Elite Prospects, consolidated on Elite Prospects, had 11th. Button had him 20th, Mackenzie 8th, and Sportsnet 8th. I thought he went a bit early. And it looks like a lot of other people did too. But who knows? Who knows? Could this be like the Sider pick? You know, he was a German. He got picked earlier than expected. And Look at him in Detroit. So could that be with Montreal? Who knows? There was a report that he got a bunch of hate messages and stuff from Canadian fans, probably fans from, just around the world, just being trolly and stuff. That's stupid. The kid didn't get chosen to get picked 5th overall. He just got picked by Montreal. Just congratulate the kid. I am. Congratulations. Original 6 team. Hope people aren't asses. Grade B, I would, okay, but it's just because I think Montreal has D depth already, and they could have got some more up front. But maybe, their trade for Newhook and stuff, they're like, that's okay, we can get the best defenseman, or what we think is the best defenseman. Arizona, I think goes way off the board. Dmitry Simashev from the MHL, basically doesn't put up many points, but he is a pure athlete. And I think Arizona went, let's take the guy with huge potential who hasn't really shown it now, but he has all the skills and the mindset to get there and then beyond. Went off the board at 6. They probably could get him later. I'm surprised they didn't trade down, but that was with a lot of teams. I'm surprised they didn't trade back, and I'm guessing they just weren't getting what they wanted for it and said, screw it, we want this guy, let's take him. It's gonna be interesting. The C, I get it, okay, because there's like Michkov and, like they said here, Ryan Leonard and other guys on the board. But after reading more about Simashev, there's a lot there. Like, he's a good skater. He's got size, and there's huge potential. And I think that's what Arizona was going for. Plus, they don't even have a rink yet. So I think all they're doing is going for potential. And hopefully guys show up in about 3 years, and maybe they'll have a rink. Then Philadelphia Flyers get Matvei Michkov. By the way, Simashev, Elite Prospects 24th, Craig Button 38, McKenzie 19, and Sportsnet only did the first round, and he was not projected to go in the first round. Philadelphia, Matvei Michkov. I took Michkov 3rd overall in my Dynasty Hockey League draft, just because. Yes, I took him before Carlson. It went Bedard, Fantilli, and then it was my pick. I went, screw it, let's pick Michkov. Let's just see what happens. I went for it. So he falls, they say falls to 7, because there was potential that he fell out of the top 10, but that wasn't going to happen. To the Flyers, and I love this for Philly. It says A+ here, 100%. I'm with you there. Michkov, 4. So Elite Prospects 4, Button 4, McKenzie 5, and Sportsnet 5. He goes 7th here. They say here he signed to St. Petersburg through the 25-26 season, but then I kept reading that, like, within the KHL, you can, like, buy yourself out of your contracts. I'm sure he'll figure it out, right? And if not, Flyers are rebuilding anyway. If you can't get there in 3 years, he will get there eventually. But he said he wants to get to the NHL as quick as possible, and he's going to be lights out. I have a good feeling for Philly. Do I think Philly's a dumpster fire of a franchise right now? Yes, but they're moving on and they are going for the full rebuild. So that dumpster fire is slowly being put out. So good for them. What a pick. Washington, who I thought Michkov was going to fall to, they go with Ryan Leonard. Again, U.S. National Development Program. He's really good. Projected Elite Prospects 7th, Button 10th, McKenzie 6th, Sportsnet 6th. He goes 8th. I think this is just a great pick. Like it says here, Ryan Leonard did the dirty work on a line with skilled players, Will Smith and Gabe Perreault. It was one hell of a line. Like, Perreault had tons of points. Will Smith was a great goal scorer, and then Ryan Leonard just did everything. You can't go wrong. Great pick. Yeah, I agree. Great pick. 100%. I'm with you. Sporting news. Detroit then does a Detroit thing, and they go with Nate Danielson, who Elite Prospects had 15th, Button 19th, McKenzie 16th, and then Sportsnet 15th. So he goes a little bit higher than projected. He thought, middle of the draft. He's a center. They need a center, and it's a pick that, they don't expect right away to come in, but eventually maybe get into that 2C role. Plays a smart two-way game, very efficient off the puck as well. They went with that safe pick. There's a couple safe picks, like the next one in Dvorsky, who I actually took 7th overall. I'm high on Dvorsky. St. Louis, who I thought had a great draft. Picking Dvorsky here, again, a safe pick. Just a big, strong guy. That's an A as well, 100%. I'm with you. Dvorsky, Elite Prospects 11th, Button 9th, McKenzie 7th, Sportsnet 11th. I took him 7th in my Dynasty Hockey League draft. I think he's going to be a player. I think he's going to be a player for the St. Louis Blues. Vancouver then takes Tom Willander. I love this pick for them on defense. Elite Prospects had him at 19th. Button had him all the way at 8th. McKenzie at 20th. Sportsnet 18. I had him kind of right around here, between that 10 and 14 spot. I really like this. Confident two-way defender. He's going to go to Boston University commit. So I think it says maybe a reach. I don't think so. He gets to develop in Boston and then join Vancouver. Great selection in my opinion by Vancouver. And then you go to Arizona with the 12th pick, which they probably could have got Simashev at 12, but maybe they thought maybe Vancouver might take him because they were looking for a D. This one, again, way off the board. Daniel Boot, MHL, they go Russian again, but again, I think it's, we got time. We don't have a rank. We're going to rebuild. For him, massive. He's 6'5", over 200 pounds. You're looking for a big guy. His shot, he's got a good shot, strong along the board. So, sure, why not? They got some like small, speedy guys already. So why not get a big brute? And again, here it says, viewed as a long-term project, but the Coyotes can afford to wait. So I think Simashev and him, it's a waiting game for Arizona. I have no idea what they're doing, but hey, they all wore the same suit, so I trust them. The C+ grade, I'm with you, but I understand what the Coyotes are trying to do, I think. I don't really know. No, I do. They don't have a rink, and they just have a lot of time. They're just trying to survive the next couple of years, and then hopefully these guys are ready to come. They're ready to play. I love this pick for Buffalo, Zach Benson. He falls. Now, for example, Elite Prospects, Consolidated, had him at 6th. Button 14th. McKenzie 9th. Sportsnet 7. I thought he should have went in the top 10. He is definitely a top 10 talent. Fell because of size. 5'10", 170 pounds. 5'10", though. It's not that small. 170. Probably put on a little bit more weight, some muscle. Like Connor Bedard isn't massive. He's pretty solid. I saw him at the combine there, but he can get there as well, and he's good. Gosh, Benson carries a high hockey IQ and is a threat both to shoot and pass efficiently. He's overflowing in skill and has a ton of upside. Smaller skilled forward in Buffalo, that's okay because you got some giants in Buffalo anyway. A+ pick, 100%. God, Buffalo's going to be good. Pittsburgh gets Yager, and then Sidney Crosby calls him. I love it. Pittsburgh needed to draft its future number 1 center, and it takes one in Braden Yager. EP had him at 17, Button 18, McKenzie 15, Sports at 17. He goes at 14. I like him. Quick release. Just good shot. Can learn from Crosby, Malkin eventually. I don't even know if he'll get into the league by the time their contracts are done. However, this is a pick that needed. Dubas. You got booed by the Leafs fans. I like your pick right away. Well done, champ. A- there, sure. I don't really care about the grade. Let's be honest with you. Nashville takes Matthew Wood. Okay. Elite Prospects Consolidated at 13. Button and McKenzie had him at 11th. Sportsnet 14th. Nashville gets him at 15th. I think this is a good pick by them. He's 6'4". He's a big guy. Barry Trotz is just getting rid of everyone. Johansson buying out Duchesne. Just move. They can afford to wait on Wood because they're going for the rebuild. Obviously. surely, kind of. They have Saros still for a couple years. It's like a soft rebuild, I'm going to say. It says he does need to work on his skating. Yeah, most kids who are already 6'4", that makes sense. Still growing into the body and everything like that, but he's got time. He's where it says here, Yukon NCAA. Cool. I like it, Nashville. Calgary Flames get Honzek. And WHL. It says a B- here. I don't agree. So like Elite Prospects 18th, Button 22nd, McKenzie 17th, Sportsnet 10. Honzek is one of these guys who can be really, really good. He was injured and then came back, and I thought he was great. He's just really solid. It's potential, right? He doesn't need to make a difference now for Calgary. He's got years, and he's going to develop his game. And I think overall, it's going to turn out to be a really, really good pick. Detroit Red Wings at 17. Sandine Peleka. I don't know. I'm going to butcher every name anyway. Grade A. Yep. Okay, he could have been one of the top defenders as well. Elite Prospects consolidated at 10. Button 5. Button was all over the frickin' map. McKenzie 14. Sportsnet 12. This is a great pick. They get another great D. So you got Sider already there. You got Edvinsson coming in. Then you got this kid. The eyes are playing. It's a thing. It's working. Oh, it even says here between Simon Edvinsson, Mo Sider, and now Sandine. The Red Wings blue line is going to be lethal for years and years and years and years until they can't afford all three of them. At 18, Winnipeg gets Colby Barlow. So Elite Prospects 12, Button 10, McKenzie 12, Sportsnet 9. They get him at 18. He dropped. He looked like a pure, kind of like reminded me of Mason McTavish, where he already looked like a 25-year-old man at the draft. There's a better beard and guaranteed mustache than me already. He's a natural scorer, great shot, can play physically. It says here it would have been better for Winnipeg to select a defenseman. Sure, but take the best player available that you think is available, and he's dropped to you. You select him. I think it's great for Winnipeg to pick the scoring winger. So B+, I give it an A. Chicago Blackhawks take Oliver Moore. I like this pick as well. EP had him at 9. Button 16. McKenzie and Sportsnet had at 13. It says here they took the best skater in Oliver Moore. So you got the best player plus the best skater. He's got great speed, can carry the puck up on the rush. And he's going to the University of Minnesota. Not bad. Chicago just, again, signed Perry and Foligno 1 year by $4 million. They just wanted to play, and then they're going to trade him at the deadline, obviously. And it's just, let's be crap for another few years, build a prospect pool, let Bedard do his thing, find his footing, and then we're off to the races. Great pick at 19. Is it Sale? Chalet? Edward Sale? Chalet? I don't even remember what they said at the draft, to be fair. So that sucks. It says the Kraken don't draft for need. Instead, they take one of the better players available, which most people do. Seattle's done really well with their team, so why not? So he was 16th in Elite Prospects, 7th on Button, 24th on McKenzie, 22nd Sportsnet. He goes 20th. All I remember from the draft is them saying he is an offensive threat. Like he's dynamite on the offensive end. So sure, why not? Take him. He can score. You need goal scorers on your team, don't you? Very high ceiling. Great pick there. Charlie Stramel. My buddy took him in the second round of our 16-team Dynasty Hockey Draft. I think he took him a little bit too early, just like I think Minnesota Wild took him a little bit too early, but I think he's from Minnesota. But he's playing for Wisconsin in the NCAA, but that's cool. That's cool, right? Take the hometown boy. It says here a year ago, taking Charlie at number 21 would have been a no-brainer, but he had a tough draft year. So maybe they're thinking, okay, he had a rough year, but there's a lot of potential there. He's got good hockey IQ, solid vision with the puck. So maybe, additional. I think he only had like 13 points in the NCAA when I checked earlier. Maybe he has a better year. Elite Prospects, though, had him at 42nd, Button 68th, Mackenzie 34th. Sportsnet didn't even have him ranked because they only do top 32. So a bit of a reach, but maybe they're looking at potential there. It says it's a risky choice. It's a risky choice. I kind of agree with them on this. Philadelphia Flyers take Oliver Bonk from the London Knights. I still think Radek has the better hair than Oliver, to be honest with you. I've got to see him play this year, going to a Knights game, and he's good. He's good. I don't think he's out of this world amazing, but I think he's a solid defenseman. The Prospects at 30th, Button 43, Kenzie 28th, Sportsnet 20th. Took him 22nd. I might not have been there if he got to the second round, so I understand why Philly took him now. Plus, they got Michkov at 7, so they're like, screw it, we can get the defenseman that we want at 22nd. I'm guessing the trading down just wasn't going to work. It says here there are better players available. However, he's a big guy, and I think there's a lot of potential there. I think maybe safe. You would call it like a safe pick. I think he'll be an NHL defenseman. However, this is the guy I would have taken. I would have went, screw it, Michkov. Boom. Let's take another crazy offensive forward in Gabe Perreault, Yannick's son. And he plays left wing. He's not center like his dad. So he falls out of the top 10. I think he beat Austin Matthews' record in the National Development Program this year for points. And he goes to 23 to the New York frickin' Rangers. I was like, there is no way. Is Gabe Perreault going to be available to the Leafs? Please, please, please. No, it wasn't going to happen. Wasn't to be. He's coming off a historic season with the U.S. under-18 team where he set the single-season points record for the program. Remember, he played on a line with Will Smith and Leonard. One crazy line. Boston College commit, so Rangers can just let him go to uni. Let him develop, and then he's just going to jump right in there for New York. And hopefully him having some years in college is better than like Laugh and Kako, where it was just in the NHL maybe a little bit too early. So he gets a little bit of seasoning. I love this pick. Screw that. Give him an A+. Well done, Rangers. Nashville then take Lindick. Predators, a bit of a reach here, it says. Let's see, 40th for EP, 48 on Button, 36 on McKenzie. Nothing for Sportsnet. I didn't really know much about him, to be honest with you. It says he uses his skating to his advantage when gaping up opponents. Nashville definitely needed to take a defenseman high in this draft, so it makes sense why they took him here. Cool. Go on, Nashville. You took for need. Not always the best player available. We took for need. Then St. Louis, I thought Toronto was going to get Stenberg, and I was really excited here. And then it was Toronto's pick. It was originally Toronto's pick, and it goes to St. Louis Blues in the O'Reilly trade, obviously. Grade A-, I would agree, or at least, screw it, A. So Elite Prospects 22nd, Button 21, McKenzie 18, Sportsnet 16. Safe decision by taking Stenberg. I think it's just a great decision. Good shot, good stick handler, smooth skater. Just can do everything. I thought he was going to go a lot earlier. I thought he was going to go in the top 20. Goes 25 to St. Louis. Again, St. Louis, what a frickin' draft by them. The rebuild's there, man. The rebuild's there. And it's going to be a quick one because they already got some great young guys on good contracts. Well, maybe a little expensive contracts, but still, they're signed long-term. And then they've just picked up some great players this draft. St. Louis, definitely winners of the draft, in my opinion. New York in there. Chicago in there. San Jose Sharks take Quentin Musty. So when Perreault left, got picked, I was like, damn, All right, we got Stenberg still. Oh, no, he's gone. I was like, oh, no, we got Musty still. And then San Jose picks him. A great A, I agree. It's just a great pick. Musty, elite prospects, M23, Button 31, McKenzie 25, Sportsnet 31. Ford. Ford plays hard. He's not afraid to throw the body around on the forecheck and muck it up on the front of the net. Sounds exactly what the Leafs need. Oh, what could have been? San Jose. Well done. So you got Will Smith, and then you get Musty here. They had a great draft as well. Throw them on a winner. Colorado Avalanche, they won too, man. They got rid of Newhook, and then they got two great picks here. So Callum Ritchie, so elite prospects had him at 21. He goes 27th here. Button had him at 13. McKenzie 21. Sportsnet 29. I thought he was going to go earlier than what Colorado got him. I was like, okay, so Musty's gone as well. We could get Ritchie. No, Colorado does. 6'2" center, capable of making impact as both a scorer and a passer. Plays a responsible two-way game. Colorado. They've just done so well. They get Ross from Tampa Bay, and then they get Ritchie. So they get rid of Newhook, get Ross, Ritchie, and then their next pick, which again, I thought Toronto could have used, but instead went with Easton Cowan of the London Knights. And this was a shocker. It says a D+ here. I actually don't agree with it anymore. After doing some more research after the draft. So it says Easton Cowan wasn't on many people's radar at the start of the season. Strong second half. If you look into it, he had an amazing second half. Then he had 21 points in 20 playoff games. He played on an all-rookie line in the playoffs for the Knights. They became their number one line, and he has that dog in him, right? He has the passion, and I swear his name was already stitched in. I think they wanted to trade down. They couldn't get those seconds, and there were other teams who had Cowan high. Button here had him at 34. Elite Prospect 70, the consolidated Elite Prospect 70. McKenzie 53, Sportsnet didn't have him in the top 32, obviously. But it was teams had him in the 30s. And it was like they were saying, from what I read, it was a shock for like fans and people watching, but it wasn't that big of a shock to some or majority of the GMs. Like they saw what the kid is and what he could be. And you see him in the gods having to come all the way down, biggest smile on his face, gets a FaceTime from Mitch Marner. I'm rooting for this kid, Mount Bridges kid, not far from where I am. High compete level, that's what you see. Local boy. Good for him. Do I think it's a D+? I understand why they would do it. I actually disagree now from reading and see what he's done this second half and the potential there for him. I'm actually quite excited for him. I want him to do so well. So good for you, Cowan. And good for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You wanted your guy, and you took him. I'm excited to see, and I'll get to watch him. It was like when Mitch Marner got drafted, I got to watch him with the London Knights. Now we get to watch Easton Cowan. Toronto Maple Leafs prospect. I actually kind of like it now. I do. It's like the underdog story. Let's do it. Then St. Louis Blues. At 29, Lindstein, Theo Lindstein here. So they've already crushed the draft, right? And then Lindstein, Elite Prospects 41, Button 27, McKenzie 36, Sportsnet 24. They needed to take a defenseman now. They do. And it says here, the Swede is a complete player with superb passing ability. There you go. Complete player. That's all you need to know about that. Great pick by St. Louis. B, give it a B+. Carolina then takes Bradley Nadeau, who had a great year in the BCHL. Lots of good players come out of the BCHL. It's a good junior A program. Obviously, it gets kind of pushed aside because you got the WHL there. But if you think about it, quite a bit come out of the BCHL. The Hurricanes need scorers, and Nadeau is just that. He was the BCHL's leading scorer and was the top player in junior A hockey in North America this season. It's a little bit down from, I guess, like the competitiveness of what the WHL is. Like, was the top junior I guess because WHL is like major junior. But that's pretty good. Well-rounded player, but his shot and his skating stand out. University of Maine commit, so Carolina got some time there. He's going to go to the University of Maine. I like this pick for them. Elite Prospects had 31, Button at 46, McKenzie at 31. Sportsnet didn't have him ranked. And then you go to Colorado, and I'm going to bugger up this name. Gulyayev? You just say it really fast. It's like a tongue tire. They take him 31. I like it on D. It says here, the Avalanche really didn't need to take a defenseman. No, they didn't need to. They've got a lot of young defensemen, but they can take time with him. He doesn't need to make an impact right away because Colorado have such good defensemen. So you can get some seasoning with him. And then when he's ready, it doesn't have to be, he needs to be in the NHL in even heck 2 to 3 years. They can have this longer span where he becomes an NHLer and he gets in at 24, 25. Do you know what I mean? Smooth. So the Russian profiles as a smooth distributor of the puck who can generate offense on the back end. He's a poised defender who has a high ceiling. Well, there you go. High ceiling. You got time because you have such a huge cupboard filled with D. So you can have that. I think it was a great pick by them. And then the Vegas Golden Knight take David Edstrom with a 32nd overall pick. Oh, Gulyayev, 27th from Elite Prospects, 41 from Button, 23 from McKenzie, and 23 from Sportsnet. Then Edstrom was 34 from Elite Prospects, 23 from Button, 37 from McKenzie, and not ranked on Sportsnet's top 32. It says here, I'm not as high on David Edstrom as others, but he was viewed as a fringe first-round pick. Okay, so he sneaks in at number 32 with the Golden Knights. The Swede is another center with size who can carry the puck with poise. Edstrom wins tons of battles and uses his build to his advantage. He's a threat to score, or he can make a play to his teammates. Thing about the Golden Knights is he's just basically a trade chip. And if they don't trade him, then hopefully he develops into something. But you've seen what they've done with draft picks before. Suzuki, hey, bye. Glass, bye. Brandstrom, bye. They just use them as trade chips because they want to win and win now. Maybe he'll be different. Who knows? He could be traded he could be with a different team this time next year. That wouldn't surprise me. So do I like the pick for Vegas? Sure, who knows? Because I wonder who they're going to get with him. And overall then, how was the draft? I thought there was going to be trades. I thought there was going to be lots of trades, and there was none. No one traded down either. Kyle Dubas didn't even trade down. It's because he was with Pittsburgh now, and Jagger was there, and he's like, I want him. Leafs probably tried to trade down, but couldn't get what they needed. So then to be able to pick Cowan, I'm guessing. So they took him, and again, like I said, rooting for him. I kind of like the pick now. A couple other teams you think Arizona probably should have, both with the 6th and 12th, but didn't. But again, they just took project picks with high ceilings. So I really liked the draft. I had a lot of fun. It was the first time watching the draft in Canada. Yeah. With a friend, at least. No, in Canada in like 10 years. It's been a decade. It was actually quite fun. Being able to talk hockey and with a Columbus Blue Jackets fan who gets Fantilli. So that's awesome. Overall, good draft. I think it was fun. And now July 1st is tomorrow. Happy Canada Day tomorrow. And free agent signing. So I wonder what's going to happen. Lots of moves. I'll probably have to make another video, won't I? About a quick one. But who was bought out and things today. But that's it for me. Fun draft here. And it's the best part of the summer. Draft, free agency, and then it's kind of boring until October. Anyway, take care, everyone. Have a lovely weekend. Happy Canada Day. And Easton Cowan. All right.